Hello and welcome to another Simply Sundays. With it being Father's Day, I thought, who else better to speak to us today than my own wonderful father, Dr. Paul Keeter. And he's going to be sharing some tips for fathers out there today. So, take it away.
All right. Well, I can't think of any better compliment than your daughter asking you to share some tips about Father's Day. And I have just a few brief little moments that I would like to share with you. And something that I've learned in the 68 years I've been on the face of this earth, there's several things. One is what do we need to practice with our children when our children come into the world? And I think there's several little pieces of list that I have here. And one of them is that we need to tell our children every day that we love them. Not just once, but many, many times. We need to share with them and confirm to them that we care about them and that we're watching over them. I remember years ago, I was counseling with a 13-year-old, a teenager, and she came in the office and I asked her, I said, what is it that you need? And she stood up and she cried out, I just want to hear my daddy tell me that he loves me. Now, that meant a lot to that young lady, evidently, because she wept. And just to know that her daddy would say that to her would change her whole world. So look how easy that is, just to say, I love you. And it's sometimes not natural and it's not easy, but we need to practice it with our children and let them know that we really care. Another thing that's very important, I think, today is hugs. Just coming out of COVID, you had to keep your distance and all of this, but I think it's time to get back to hugging our children and letting them know. I read a sign one time that says hugs and not drugs. Well, I promise you that hugs will do a lot more than any drug that they could ever find or take out there in life. And one of the third things, and a powerful thing I think that a father needs to understand is we can make mistakes with our kids, and we might overreact to something, or we might say something that's hurtful at the moment and not realize how much damage that we may do. We just need to stop ourselves right there and say, now, I was wrong about this, and we need to go share that with our children so that they'll know that we're human beings too and that we make mistakes. And I promise you, when you're able to tell them that, it will bring a great healing to them and they won't feel rejected and hurt. And then we need to be an example in front of them in every possible way. One of the ways to develop respect to your wife from your children is for you to respect them and to speak kind words in front of them and show them how to address mother. Even though this is Father's Day, mothers are very important in this issue also. Yes, we need to paint a portrait. We need to be an example before them so that they will know exactly what to go by. I remember reading a story many, many years ago when a kid said, I want to follow in my dad's footsteps. Well, his dad didn't really pick up on what the kid was saying until one day it was snowing and the snow had gotten deep, and the father liked to drink, and he was going to the ABC store whether he had to walk or not. And as he was walking through the snow, he turned around and he saw his kids stepping in each place that his dad did. And the father said, son, what are you doing? He said, I'm following in your footsteps, Dad. I want to go where you go. Well, immediately he decided he wasn't going to go to the liquor store. And he turned around, he said, well, follow me this way. We're going to go back home, the best place on the face of the earth, and we're going to have a great day. So today is your day. What can you do? When Jesus in the gospel said, make the men sit down, when he was getting ready to feed them, in that day, culture was strong, and Dad was the tower of the family and the strength of the family, and he knew that the whole family would follow wherever the father went. The children, the mom would follow him, and so that's why he told them, fathers, you find a place to sit, and then the rest of the family will follow. And I hope and pray that we've said something today in these few moments that will be a blessing and kind of a thumbnail nail sketch or a guide for you. I've had to practice these things with Amy many times. I made mistakes. I said things I shouldn't have said and done things I shouldn't have done. But today I have made sure that my list has been caught up in apologies to her. And I do love her, and I do hug her, and she will always be my little girl. And no matter how many great grandchildren she gives me, I'm still going to be one happy dad. God bless you, Amy, and thank you for allowing me to be with you today.
Thank you for joining us for Simply Sundays. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.